Have you ever felt tired even after sleeping for many hours? Have you ever been surrounded by people but still felt lonely? Do you keep thinking about the past, worrying about the future, and forgetting to live today? Many people believe peace of mind will come after they earn more money, buy a bigger house, become successful, or finally receive respect from others. But look around. Some of the richest people cannot sleep. Some of the most famous people feel empty. Some people have everything, yet they smile only in front of others. So maybe peace of mind is not something you find after getting everything. Maybe it is something you lose while trying to get everything. Today's story is about a young man who spent years searching for peace in the outside world, only to discover that the place he ignored the most was the place where peace had always been waiting. My name is Ayan, and you're watching Zarkon Tales. Now, let's begin. Long ago, in a small kingdom surrounded by green hills and deep forests, there lived a young man named Elias. People knew him as a hardworking and honest person. He helped farmers, carried goods for merchants, repaired broken fences, and worked from sunrise until sunset. He earned enough to survive, but there was one problem no one could see. His mind never rested. Even while eating, he worried about tomorrow. Even while working, he compared himself with richer people. Even while laughing with friends, he secretly wondered if his life would ever become meaningful. Every night, he lay awake staring at the wooden ceiling of his small house. His body was tired. His mind was not. One morning, while walking through the village market, he saw an old traveler sitting beside a well. The old man looked very simple. His clothes were old. His walking stick was made from a dry tree branch. He carried only one small bag, but something about him was different. His face looked peaceful. Not the peace of someone who had never suffered. It was the peace of someone who had already defeated suffering. People greeted him with respect. Children smiled at him without fear. Even the birds landed near him without flying away. Elias watched him for several minutes. Finally, curiosity defeated hesitation. He walked toward the old man. "Sir," Elias asked politely, "why do you look happier than everyone else? You own almost nothing." The old man smiled. "Because I stopped counting what I own and started noticing what owns me." Elias frowned. "I don't understand." The old man pointed toward the busy market. "What do you see?" "I see people buying food, clothes, and animals." The old man nodded. "I see people buying things they hope will silence the noise inside their minds." Elias stayed quiet. The old man stood up slowly. "If you truly want peace of mind, meet me tomorrow before sunrise, near the old oak tree outside the village." Without waiting for an answer, the old man walked away. That night, Elias could not stop thinking about those strange words. Before sunrise the next morning, he reached the giant oak tree. The old man was already there. Without saying anything, he began walking toward the forest. Elias followed. They walked for hours. No conversation, only the sound of birds and leaves moving in the wind. Finally, Elias became impatient. "I thought you were going to teach me something." The old man smiled. "I already am." "But we haven't talked." "Exactly." Elias looked confused. The old man sat on a large rock beside a quiet river. "When was the last time you spent 1 hour without trying to fix your life?" Elias opened his mouth but found no answer. The old man continued. "Your body walks through the forest, but your mind is still running through yesterday and tomorrow." Elias lowered his head. It was true. Even during the walk, he had been thinking about unpaid bills, unfinished work, and people who seemed more successful. The old man picked up a dry leaf and dropped it into the river. "Watch!" The leaf floated away without fighting the water. "What do you learn?" asked the old man. Elias shrugged. "It is only a leaf." The old man smiled. The leaf reaches places because it knows when to stop fighting the current. Elias remained silent. The lesson sounded simple, yet something inside him moved. For the next several days, Elias met the old man every morning. But the lessons were unlike anything he expected. The old man never gave long speeches. Instead, he created small experiences. One day, he handed Elias a clay cup filled to the very top with water. "Carry this to the hill." Elias carefully walked. His eyes never left the cup. When he arrived, the old man asked, "What flowers did you see?" "I saw none." "What birds did you hear?" "I heard none." "What trees did you notice?" "I noticed nothing." "You protected the water," the old man said, "but lost the journey." Then he gently took the cup and poured half of the water onto the ground. "Now walk back." This time, Elias noticed butterflies. He heard birds singing. He smelled fresh flowers. He even noticed children playing near a stream. When he returned, the old man smiled. "You reached safely both times." "Yes." But the second journey became a memory. The first became only a task. Elias thought about his own life. He had spent years protecting worries that had never happened. Because of that, he had forgotten to experience the days he was trying so hard to protect. A few days later, they visited a nearby village. On the road, they met a poor woodcutter carrying heavy logs. The man was singing. His clothes were torn. His shoes were old. But his smile looked real. An hour later, they met a wealthy merchant riding a beautiful horse. The merchant wore expensive clothes, yet his face looked angry. He shouted at his servants for every small mistake. After both men disappeared from sight, the old man asked, "Who is richer?" "The merchant," Elias answered. The old man shook his head. "No. One owns gold but serves fear. The other owns little but serves gratitude." They continued walking until sunset. That evening, as they rested beside a small fire, Elias finally asked the question that had been growing inside him. "If peace of mind is so simple, why does almost everyone lose it?" The old man looked into the fire for a long moment. Then he quietly replied, "Because people protect everything except the one thing that creates every decision, their own mind." Elias felt those words stay with him long after the fire turned into ashes. The next morning, the old man woke Elias before sunrise. "We are going to visit someone," he said. They walked through narrow forest paths until they reached a small cottage beside a lake. An elderly woman lived there alone. Her house was simple, but every corner was clean. Fresh flowers stood near the window, and birds gathered around her yard. She welcomed them with a warm smile and offered them bread and warm soup. While eating, Elias noticed something strange. The woman owned almost nothing, yet she spoke as if she had everything. Before they left, Elias quietly asked the old man, "Why does she look happier than many people in the village?" The old man replied, "Because she stopped asking, 'What is missing from my life?' Instead, every morning she asks, 'What is still here that I can be thankful for?' The questions you ask your mind decide the answers your mind gives you." Those words stayed with Elias. Days passed. Every morning brought a different lesson. One day, the old man gave Elias a small cloth bag filled with smooth stones. "Carry this with you." It was not heavy at first. After several hours, Elias's shoulders began to ache. By sunset, he was exhausted. The old man asked, "Is the bag heavier than this morning?" "No." "Then why are you more tired?" "Because I have been carrying it all day." The old man smiled gently. "Exactly.